Welcome to the Maple Grove Community Center as we wrap up this COVID-shortened 2021 boys hockey season. Northwest Suburban action, big rivals Blaine and Maple Grove going head-to-head. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken, and what a spectacular season it's been, Dan, for the Crimson. Ranked number one for much of the year. They did lose for the first time, their first non-conference game against Lakeville South, who is also having a fantastic year. They lost a 4-3 game the other night, but I'm sorry, but I think that might be the best thing that could have happened to them, to get a test like that late in the regular season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Coach Berge wanted that game bad. He just wanted to make sure he got an upper-tier level team from outside of the conference to play. And they learned a lot of lessons from it. They got taken apart for 2 periods, but they battled back after going down 4-1 to outshoot 11-2 in the third period and score 2 goals to make it close. So they learned something, and then they needed that.
Meanwhile, for Blaine, certainly not the talent-laden team that they've had in some years. They also didn't have much experience coming back at all. But all in all, they've put things together and still been a tough team, and they hope to kind of build off a good performance this afternoon heading into the Section 5 tournament.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Chris for the Blaine Bengals, and he said this is an important game for the sections right now, seeding to solidify their spot as number 3. Good team. They can score goals. They average 4.06, but they have a tough time keeping them out at 3.71. They're giving up. So that's been the issue. They only have a +6 goal differential overall, and they've had some tough times. Some goals have gotten away from them. The other thing they're having problems with is they're giving up 38 shots a game. And boy, that's putting your goalie through a lot of work. So hopefully they'll get some speed, get some scores, and get Maple Grove on his back a little bit and go after him.
Let's talk about key players to look at in this afternoon's contest. For the Bengals, we're going to talk about their top-line center, Ben Walraff, a captain who is really one of the very few returning varsity regulars from their team. And he's having a nice season for them, and he's had to kind of step into that big leadership role with basically mostly a new varsity.
Well, he's done a great job as far as doubling his goals from last year to this year. He's got 21 assists. He moves the puck really well, and Coach Chris had nothing but good things to say about him. He's a natural leader, and a lot of stuff will go through him tonight.
And for Maple Grove, they've got a lot of ability all the way around. We're going to talk about the right winger on their first line, Chris Kernan. He's joined with Kyle Kukin and Sam Jacobs to really be one of the best lines in the state for sure, and he's a gritty guy. He'll do a lot of different things for this team, and he's certainly one to watch.
Well, he's the third element on that line of Jacobs and Kukin, and he showed up the other night against Lakeville South. He put one in, and he had a really good game. He's big, he's broad, he's not afraid to mix it up. Kind of keeps the other guys off Jacobs and Kukin, but he's a vital player, and he can shoot. He's got 15 goals, so he's a big-time player for the Crimson.
So as we get set for playoffs, both of these teams really wanting to treat this as a dress rehearsal for the real thing. Section 5 AA tournament coming up beginning on Thursday, and then Saturday will be the semifinal round, and Maple Grove should be at home as long as they're alive into the sections anyway. This year, because of COVID, no neutral site games, so the Maple Grove Community Center could be host for 3 straight playoff games for the Crimson. It's Blaine, it's Maple Grove coming up next here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back here to Maple Grove. Warm afternoon outside, but we are all set for hockey action here as Maple Grove 16-1 coming in, and we said that lone loss to Lakeville South earlier this week. They've kind of been running roughshod over the Northwest Suburban. How is this for a bounce-back game, Dad? A decent Champlin Park team Thursday night found out Maple Grove wasn't happy about losing. 14-1 Crimson.
Yeah. Kyle Coogan got shut down a little bit, and they had a little bit of a revenge game, and did a good job. We're looking at Ryan Wallen now, a goalie, junior. 9-6-0, 3.55 GAA, and a .905 save percentage. Good goalie.
And Jack Winicky at the other end, senior for the Crimson, has been an outstanding goalie these last couple seasons. They feel good about their chances with him in net, and we are underway here. Blaine getting it into the Crimson zone first here.
Blaine's got to try and get Maple Grove down quick. A goal or two would really put them back on their tracks, and they found out against Lakeville South that they can be scored on and they can get behind.
Puck dug free here and carried up by Finn Brink. The sophomore has moved up onto this first line as Sam Jacobs is not in the lineup today for Maple Grove. So Brink getting a chance to play with Kukkonen and Kernan. Here comes Kukkonen, turns and throws it toward the corner. It gets all the way around past Brink. Bengals looking to try and break it out here and able to do so. Landon Steffen up with it, firing. And Winicky the stop, and he'll hang on, force a face-off here. And both teams getting out and getting a shift in, get their legs going a little bit here. The JV game went a little bit long, so I think there's even more anxiety. The guys just kind of waiting around a little bit more.
Well, good move by Landon Steffen here. He got out of the zone early. They got the puck up. He got a good shot. He's the third leading scorer, but obviously it got swallowed up by Winicky.
Puck dumped into the Blaine zone. Nate Schaefer back to get it there, but the Crimson able to free it up. Landon Gunderson controlling here. Gunderson's pass was tipped. It gets over to the point. Now across, Cal Thomas looking for a tip there, and that one thrown in on net. And Wallen will hang on. He had 53 saves against Andover the other night, so he knows what it's like to go against a team that can put some pucks on you, which he expects. He fully expects to see this afternoon.
Well, frankly, they've been giving up 38 shots a game, so he's been seeing a lot of puck from everybody. So he stood up to the test. You just hope he isn't getting worn down with seeing all that puck here.
Dumped down to the corner. Bennett Glad working hard behind the net for the Crimson. Now they'll come back out to the top. Hallstrom across to Thomas. Missed the net with that one. A long carom. Hallstrom gets to it and then slides out to center there off the stick of Garrett Helmke and back in as Maple Grove making a line change here. Just about 2 minutes into the game and no score on the board yet. Maple Grove looking to go. Ooh, and there's nice Wallen kicking the skate out to stop that attempt there from Josh Giuliani for Maple Grove.
Boy, good setup, good shot by Giuliani. He got himself set up at the top of the diamond there, and he rips a shot off that caused Wallen to make a big save. Expect Maple Grove now to show some of that crisp passing. They've been really good at tape to tape and 3 to 4 passes on the rush down, and so far they've been gotten back in the offensive zone and are attacking.
Nice backhander there as Grant Zick split between a couple of defenders and got a decent attempt on net there. Zick now picking it up again. Fight for it along the wall here, and Bengals able to get it out to center, and now pass ahead was taken away though by Lucas Margano. Chopped loose there. The wall wrap. And that shot attempt is denied though. As Ian Barber getting to it. Here comes Zick. Zick firing, and Wallen coming out of his crease a little bit to smother that one for the Bengals. And we'll get another whistle here. 14-16 to go in the opening period, and no score on the board here as Maple Grove dropping from number 1 to number 3 in the polls this week after that loss to Lakeville South. But in a normal season, they would have played a lot of different good teams like that, and chances are you wouldn't have gone this far staying unbeaten. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Sure, you don't like to lose, but
they had to learn something. They had to be in a tight game. They had to be in a game that they were down. I mean, they have just slaughtered people, Jay. They're averaging 8.41 goals a game. That's enormous.
Push back down deep here. Kernan going after it. Now banked out toward the point. Ethan Elias sliding it across. Nelson shot. Didn't make it to the net. It deflects out of play. We'll get a face-off coming up once again here.
Well, Maple Grove showing off that forecheck they got. It's just relentless. They play it well. They know where to be. They're spaced out correctly to give support. Right now, they're spending a lot of time in the Bengal zone.
Here's Nelson firing. And that's the thing when you talk about Maple Grove. I mean, yeah, they've got a good first line and they got a good goalie. But, I mean, when you really look at their team, they're just a good hockey team all the way around.
Yes.
They have skill. They play smart. They've got experience. I mean, their top 6 forwards are all seniors. Their top 4D, their goalie, all seniors as well. They've been through it and won championships on youth level, and now they've been through it on the varsity level. Got to the state tournament last year. This year, I don't think there's any question about it. Their goal is to win the state title, not just get there.
Yep, absolutely. That's why all their seniors came back, which is a rarity in high school.
Nelson sliding it across. Elias stepping into the circle. Elias putting it up front. And the tip by Gruss just went wide. He was being tied up. Across it comes. Nelson firing, and Wallen is there. See a good example. Both defensemen jumping into the play and different setup. Elias faked the shot and brought it in himself and had a nice setup attempt here anyway. Good vision with this puck, but they just couldn't control that bouncing puck. It was Bennett Glad, actually, I believe.
Well, it's interesting to see this defense here. I mean, I see Henry Nelson, I see Cal Thomas. I mean, how long have they been around? Do they 50 seniors or, you know?
It seems like it to Blaine and the other teams in the conference, I'm sure. It was interesting, Coach Carroll kind of alluded to what I was thinking about too, is that he said, you know, going up against Maple Grove this year, now we kind of know what people felt like when we had, you know, the Bukesteds and the Tufties and guys like that. Where we knew we had a really high skill level and they'd really have to come up with a big game to beat us. Now the shoe's on the other foot, or skates on the other foot, if you will, as Maple Grove, you know, I think it's fair to say that everybody in the Northwest Suburban, if Maple Grove plays well, they'll beat them this year anyway.
Yeah.
But that, having said that, you get into playoffs, you see a hot goalie, you see, you know, things tend to be tightened up a little bit, so they can't take anything for granted.
It's the coach's greatest nightmare and it's the coach's greatest gift. If they've got a goaltender that gets hot, to have him, but to play against one is frustrating. Especially when you get a team averaging 8 goals a game. I mean,
Bengals on the rush here, 2-on-3. Winnicky the save and then gave up a little bit of a rebound, but the D got back to help him out. Now here comes Kukkonen. Kukkonen fires and missed the net and then went by Brink on the long rebound. Chance for an odd man rush here for the Bengals. Pass got back, but just got off the stick of Finn Loftus. Maple Grove did a pretty good job of getting back there. It looked like initially they might really be beat up ice, but didn't allow a lot of room to make a play there by the end of things. Crimson unable to get it out initially anyway, then Kernan floating it ahead toward Kukkonen.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they work Kyle Kukkonen. Lakeville South Reed put a heavy check on him, a guy on him all the time, and it shut him down. He only got 1 assist in that game, so we'll see if he can bust out of that or see if Blaine can be effective at shutting him down.
Here's Glad looking across, didn't connect with Gunderson. Gunderson trying to keep it alive, took a check but stayed with it. They're changing D, so he knew he couldn't go to the point with it. Gunderson now coming off the wall, firing a shot. Gunderson, he's already a good player, Dan, but he's just a sophomore. He's going to be a really good one by the end. I mean, that was awesome. Just the way he came off the wall with speed and fought through that. As you get another look at that last rush here coming up ice by the Bengals. And the save by Winnicky on the Matt McIntyre attempt, and then at the other end, Gunderson got away a pretty good look. And offside there is Dane Anderson, brought that one in. We've had a lot of whistles here, which I think you would tend to think favors the Bengals a little bit. Maple Grove would really like to be keeping this game at a high pace.
With the size of the rink, yeah, they want to flow. They want to move the puck. They want to fly. And Blaine's doing a good job of slowing the pace down and just keeping control of it per zone here. And they're doing a good job of that, and it's slowing the Crimson down a little.
Nelson to Gunderson, drops the pass off, and then they go back with it and just knocked away from Giuliani. Blaine wants a penalty, they're going to get it. After that puck got away from Giuliani, he came back and looks like he'll be called for a cross check. And so the Bengals will go to the power play.
The power play's been 29%. And if you're, that was a definite penalty there.
A little shot in the lower back.
Yep. They scored 10 goals from 34 power plays so far, and this would be a good way for them to jump out on the Crimson right now, get this rolling. Unfortunately, Maple Grove kills off 90% of the penalties.
Tried to slide that puck out and now do so. Pass there, kind of handcuffed Walrath, and they have to regroup and go again. Here comes Dana Anderson. Drop the pass back. Loftus sliding it across. They look for the tip out front, but it was deflected away by a defenseman. And then cleared back into the Bengals zone.
Really nice entry by the Bengals there. They had control. They just couldn't get anything going because Maple Grove wouldn't back off, Joe.
Anderson's long diagonal pass does not connect. Intercepted and whipped down the rink by Margano. And that one broken up on the way out. And a chance for 2-on-1 shorthanded here for the Crimson. In walking, oh no, and a nice stop as Barber got a little mini breakaway there, but Wallen was ready for it. Crimson get it right back. Here comes Kukkonen. Sliding it across to Thomas. Thomas walking into the circle, sails that one high and wide.
Folks, you need to know that Blaine's on the power play here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it at the moment, does it?
No,
Here's
it doesn't.
Kukkonen. Sliding it across, Thomas. Thomas into the circle, drops it off for Barber. Barber will throw it back around behind. Only 20 seconds to go with the man advantage for Blaine, and they can't get the puck right now. And they get it out to center, but Thomas up with it. Will slide it across to Margano.
It's been incredible. The Crimson have only allowed 5 power play goals in 44 attempts. That's an unbelievable number.
And they kill that one off with ease. In fact, they had the puck more of the time than the Bengals did.
Now we'll see who builds momentum off of this. Well, there we go.
Gunderson flying up the right wing. Oh, a nice recovery there, though, by Joe Penner.
Wow. Nice play.
Gunderson, though, drops it off. Nelson sliding it across, and they just missed the connection with Giuliani. Maple Grove buzzing again, and that one deflecting wide, then thrown back across. Wallen has been busy in this first period, and Maple Grove looks like they're stepping it up a notch even now.
Giuliani gets out of the net, out of the penalty box, and he goes right to the net, and he got a chance for a deflection there.
Flipped out to center. Nelson trying to gain control here. Glad swoops in to play it into the corner. Kept alive along the wall. Now Gunderson back to get it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun watching the Crimson here. They're playing comfortably, Jay. I mean, there's some intensity, but they're playing very comfortably. They're not playing out of their element. They know exactly what they're doing with the puck all the time. It's just difference between the two teams.
Wallen making a save as the defenseman Elias went to the net with that one, and this will be icing against the Bengals here. 7:16 to go in the first. Maple Grove starting to really take this one over, although no score on the board as of yet.
No score yet, but the Crimson got to be happy so far.
See the shots now up to 10-2, and
yeah, a good penalty kill will help you with that. Get your shots on goal up. Wow. 5 shorthanded goals this year for the Crimson.
Kukkonen throwing a check in the corner now, gaining control. Thomas sliding it across. There's a shot on net, and Wallen a stick save there on Hallstrom's long attempt. Here's Kernan. Kernan for Thomas, and a nice block there by Alex Ernest. Thomas, though, gets it back. Oh, and that shot blocked, although that one hurt Ernest a little bit, and he has to go right to the bench. Thomas picking it up. Oh, Thomas, a great move, firing, and Wallen fought it off. Big rebound. And now the Crimson regroup and go again. Boy, what a mobile and excellent defensive core that Maple Grove has. Should mention, too, Jacob Hicks, unfortunately, tore his ACL against Elk River. And he was one of their top 4D, and so unfortunately his high school career coming to an end. Here's Kernan, a wraparound try. And Wallen has it covered as Maple Grove starting to really pepper the net.
Well, this first line is starting to rebound a little bit. Kernan showing himself too. He had a good game against Lakeville South. But this defense that they have here, especially this young man here, Mr. Thomas, he's definitely D1 material. He's big, he's strong. You can see he's not afraid to step up into the play. And then we see Kernan with the wraparound there, creating more offense. I mean, they're going to keep coming at you.
Play down to the corner for Zick. Grant Zick spinning away from the checker there. Swing it side to side, a check thrown. We're talking with Coach Carroll about, you know, the bigger rink and the angles and all of that, and they're having to, you know, kind of figure that out as they go. Not that they've never played on the Olympic rink, obviously, because there's still a few around, but the trend is going the other direction. That pass centered and taken away by Landon Steffen. Down he went, but no harm done. Ooh, that one.
That should have been a high stick.
Yeah. Stick chopped out of the hand of Margano as he was trying to glove that one down. I think he's probably caught more stick than hand, though, there. That one could have been dangerous. See, look at Coach Carroll, and it was fun talking to him about, you know, like he was saying, certainly every year you want to be a state tournament caliber team, but he said he's really had fun seeing the growth with this group of mainly new varsity players this year. And, you know, it isn't, I don't want to say wins and losses aren't important, but I mean, he's looking at it too, long-term picture of this is a year for their program that is a quote-unquote rebuilding year, but he's really liked the progress of the group.
Well, it's primarily juniors and sophomores on this team. He's got a few seniors, but you know, the funny thing is they lost their top scorers, yet 14 kids on this roster have scored a goal.
And speaking of a goal, there's Ethan Elias going to the net and burying that one for the Crimson. He had a good opportunity earlier, and this time able to put it away on the backhand as Maple Grove finally breaks the deadlock as Elias will get his 4th goal of the season. And let's just say defenseman joining the play is not a rarity for this team, right?
It's a regular routine. The forwards come in behind and back up the D moving up, but you can see they're very potent. Nice rush there. And I love that backhand. Good for you, Ethan. Just picked a beautiful spot. Just did a nice job.
Nelson and Giuliani get the assist on 11 at Elias' 4th of the year at 11:52 here of the first. So 1-0 Crimson. Again, they won 8-2 the first time. Here's Kukkonen coming in. Kukkonen fires, and Wallen stopping a hard point-blank shot there. Now they look for Steffen, a breakaway the other way. Oh my, his stick lifted. What a beautiful defensive recovery there by Nelson.
Yeah, just really nice play. My God, he was in, but he made a great play.
Steffen turns him inside out. Penalty coming against the Crimson. As Steffen getting a couple of chances here. Now that shot attempt blocked. Andrew Swanson picking it up. Wallen to the bench for an extra attacker on this delayed penalty. Bengals moving the puck nicely here. And still the Crimson can't gain control. Now Kukkonen finally does, and we will get our penalty called. A slash coming up, so Maple Grove taking its 2nd penalty here. Another look as after that great move by Steffen. There we get a look at the slash committed by Kernan.
Yeah, he's going in. That was a hard slash, but nice play by the Crimson. I love the fact Kukkonen can play in the defensive zone just as good as he can in the offensive zone. He did a nice job killing penalties, but Blaine did a nice job moving the puck around, Jay. They got it in there, and they started creating some offense there. They just quite couldn't get a shot off.
Well, we gave a lot of praise to how mobile and offensive-minded the D is, but that time forgot to take the body and kind of got turned inside out, and it really led to Kernan taking that penalty.
Yes.
I'm not saying it was Kernan, you know, that he did something that he shouldn't have necessarily, but he had to help out a teammate. The slash part maybe didn't need to do, but the position-wise is because his defenseman got turned inside out. Going to the front there, but deflected away, and here's Grant Zick. He's all alone, 1-on-3 here. Zick gonna keep possession.
One too many.
Yeah, got a little too confident there. Walraff trying to drop it back. But there's Zick coming in and making the recovery.
Nice comeback.
Loftus up the left side. Dropping it down now to Landon Steffen. Back out for Loftus, and here to the corner and taken away there by Thomas. Thomas will bank it on out to center. Didn't quite make it to Kukkonen. Now it'll come to Kukkonen. And drop that one back. Banked ahead to the Bengals line. Again, Blaine on a power play here for another 40 seconds. The first time they not only didn't get any real attempts, Maple Grove had some. Here's a 2-on-1 shorthanded. To the net, and it's off the pipe and now in. Ian Barber for the Crimson. A little slow roller as he snuck it by Wallen, and then it bounced in after hitting the pipe initially.
Well, there is 8th shorthanded goal on the year for the Crimson. What a year.
Barber will get his 7th of the year. As you see the pass ahead to Kukkonen, drops it off. Now Barber, see initially it hits the pipe, but then it deflects in before the defenseman Schaefer could dig it out.
Goes off Schaefer's skates.
Yeah, you're right. Schaefer pipe, then off the goaltender just briefly.
I know what he's saying to himself too. I hate that.
Here, going to the net, penalty coming on the Bengals this time as Barber was slashed on the way in.
Yeah, the more and more I watch Crimson today, Jay, I'm looking at a machine. I'm not looking at a higher pace or a really aggressive mentality. They're just playing their game, and Berge says we know our game, and when we're playing it, we're fine.
Noah Hitchcock will go for the slash there as Barber went to the net.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself. That wasn't a bad penalty, young man.
So Maple Grove now up 2-0, and they go to the power play for the first time.
So the Maple Grove power play is going at 38%, which is a very, very high number. They've scored 13 goals in 38 power plays. That's just clicking.
Coach Berglund kind of knows this is, I don't want to say their one opportunity because they got a lot coming up through the pipeline too, but they know this is the best chance that they've had to really compete hard for a state title. And I feel, I mean, they've had some other good teams, but I feel confident in saying that this is the best Maple Grove team there's been. Thomas drops it off, and I'm sorry, Maple Grove penalty hadn't expired yet. We were 4-on-4 briefly there, and that's why there was the icing against Blaine. And now they can legally ice the puck, of course, after Kernan came out of the box. Ooh, that one deflects just wide. There was a lot of net open on that side as Wallen slid over. And that pass deflected away. Nelson able to recover. That's the one thing about sometimes when you are so skilled as a team, sometimes you take little chances that maybe could come back to bite you a little bit if you're so confident that you can make plays.
They're smooth, but they're not snapping, and they needed a snap there. Matt McIntyre, the Bengals 29, was out front. He plays really tough, solid position on that upper point on the penalty kill for him, and they were a little lackadaisical. He took advantage.
Winnicky leaving it here for Barber, and that's where you would worry, and why that Lakeville South game is so valuable. When things have come maybe a little too easily for this team. I mean, Coach Berglund talked about they've had great work ethic in practice and everything, but I mean, and there's a rebound goal put away here. Sawyer Scanson, I believe, is going to get this one. Yes, he will. And so Maple Grove goes up 3-0. But no matter what age you are, no matter what level you're playing at, if things are coming easily all the time, it can be a problem.
Yes, it can. And like you said, they came off that loss and played Champlin Park and just destroyed them. And right here, they're just taking Blaine apart slowly but surely. And it's almost like without a lot of effort. Boy, two
Barber
players.
with a good shot on net there, and Scanson with great hands to put that one away.
Number 7, Sawyer Scanson. Assisted by number 25, Ian Barber, and number 16, Ethan Lyons.
Elias will get the other assist on Scanson's goal. That's a guy who's listed as a fourth-line player, scoring a power play goal. He's got 9 goals this year. I mean, that tells you kind of the talent level they have through their program, right?
There is basically a couple lines on the Maple Grove JV that can play varsity hockey somewhere else. But when you got a program that's got some winning going, you attract those good players.
Under 45 seconds to go here in the first. Maple Grove dominating. They lead it now 3-0. They've had an even strength goal, a shorthanded goal, and now a power play goal. And they even had a couple other near misses prior to that, before the scoring started. They've pretty much been on it right from the start. I don't even think Blaine's played poorly. It's just Maple Grove has got that much firepower through their lineup. Carried to center, chopped away there, Thomas. Under 10 seconds, see if they have time for one more rush here. Gunderson up the right side. Gunderson fires, a big rebound. And then Wallen will make another stop right as the horn sounds. And so we have now reached the end of period number 1, and Maple Grove showing why they are one of the best teams in the state. They lead Blaine by a score of 3-0 after 1. We'll come back with more hockey here. Northwest Suburban style regular season finale on CCX Sports. Pretty dominant first period for the home team. Maple Grove leading Blaine by a score of 3-0 after 1 period. As we take a look at highlights from this opening period of play, and Maple Grove had just slowly but surely taken advantage or taking control, and then they go ahead here by a great rush by the defenseman Ethan Elias with the backhand, sweeping that one in. And then less than 3 minutes later, a short-handed tally. Kukkonen whipping it across to Barber. It goes off a skate and in. Ian Barber getting the goal there. And then about a minute and a half after that, they get a power play chance for a ripper on net. And there's the rebound tally put away by Sawyer Scampson for Maple Grove. And you can see it's just kind of business-like for them right there. I mean, they're dominating a team that for a lot of years was really hard for Maple Grove to beat. And right now just controlling this game here, Dan, and not doing anything out of the ordinary, just playing their game and attacking, and they're just really good right now.
I think that loss woke them up a little bit. I think the big game against Champlain Park, now they know they're playing one of the better teams, but they're kind of showing, you know what, we really don't need an extra effort to beat you. And they're just smooth, and you said it, Jay. I mean, right now, they're the favorite to go all the way to state, all through state, etc. They still got to probably have to go through Lakeville South again or Eden Prairie, but they're good, and it just might be their year of destiny. But I don't want to jinx them.
So 1 period in the books here at Maple Grove Community Center. Maple Grove leading it by a score of 3-0. You see the Crimson were in the tournament last year. They're hoping to add another banner and then maybe another one beyond that. But as Dan said, still some work to go. First they have to get there, and playoffs will be starting in the week ahead. 3-0 Crimson over Blaine. We'll be right back here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back to Maple Grove as the teams are back out here to begin period number 2. And Maple Grove, a dominant first period. Elias, Barber, and Skansen, as we said, even strength, shorthanded, and power play goal for the Crimson. Blaine has their work cut out as they try and get back into this one. I think Maple Grove, though, they want to keep sharp, keep attacking, keep playing well. Now's the time to really be peaking in this season as we get toward playoff time. So you can't afford to, kind of relax even after playing that great of a first period like that.
Well, and they are playing very relaxed, and I like that right now. They're just playing their game, and they can always fall back on that, when you get in a tight situation here. Just the calmness that they're playing.
Puck trickles back into the Blaine zone. They can't get it out there. And Kernan turning around, trying to gain control. Now Nelson pinching in. Thrown around and kept alive, though, nicely by Elias. Here's Kukkonen. Kukkonen looking for Nelson. He was all alone, but then the puck wouldn't settle for him as he gloved it down. There was nobody around him there. Now the tip. Ooh, and Wallen, a nice save on Kernan. And the Bengals will ice it here as Maple Grove coming out strong to begin period number 2 as well. Nelson had to feel like that puck was, just waiting for it to get to him. He tried to glove it down to his stick, and it just wouldn't sit down.
Oh, yeah, he was expecting a nice level pass, from Kukkonen. There's a shot.
Tip by Kernan, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just really putting it on them. And
off the draw, Bengals trying to break it out. There's Thomas pinching in.
It's almost like your 5 guys on the ice that are skating are playing against about 8 of the Crimson guys.
Gunderson goes down, going out to Hallstrom toward the point. Taken away there, and the Bengals getting it going the other way. Ouch. Taking the check there was Adam Puder. Penalty coming up against the Crimson. If there's one thing today that they would pick out and say we got to clean her up a little bit, that's the 3rd penalty they've taken.
And granted, they got a shorthanded goal, already in this game. They take this into the higher levels of competition when they're in the sections and state. That's going to come back to haunt you.
Cal Thomas will go. There's another look. He got that little jab into the lower back.
Yep. Boy, when you get that close to the board, just let it go. You let him play an angle and then take it when he moves into the angle.
No, it's going to be a 5-minute. I think it was a boarding, not a rough. And it's a major penalty against Thomas. So yeah, it was boarding, so kind of a dangerous one there. And here comes McIntyre, putting it out front, and it rolled away from Luke Steffen there. So Maple Grove will not only be shorthanded, but for 5 minutes as Thomas taking that penalty.
It's almost a reverse situation of that section game, title game you and I were talking about earlier when Maple Grove finally beat Blaine.
Hacked out to center. Finn Loftus back to stop it here for the Bengals. Nelson lost his stick. Elias back to get it. Forward gave him his stick there, Gruss. So at least Nelson's not without a stick anymore. But Gruss is. And that one partially fanned on. Crimson really need to get it clear. They got the, not only shorthanded, but they got one guy without a stick. Trying to go to the net. Little turnaround try there. Chopped out of there, but they can't clear the zone. Loftus dropping it into the circle. That shot was blocked. Follow-up, though. Winicky the save. And then Maple Grove gets it out. Nelson gives Gruss his stick back, and they get a change, but Blaine trying to catch him. Here's Walrath. Floating it across, and a diving attempt at a tip there by Anderson.
Well, they knew they had the extra man. He just went right to the net. Anderson did, and just did his best to try and get a stick on that puck.
Boy, and you see some of those go in sometimes. I think of a lot of playoff games where I've seen where a guy will make a play on one just like that. Crimson able to clear it on out here. Just under 3 minutes to go now in the power play. The major penalty taken by Cal Thomas.
So far, this has been the best power play that Blaine's put out there. I mean, at least getting the puck in the zone and moving it around. They've gotten a few shots, too.
Kukkonen back to get it. Put that one up into the Blaine bench. Sends them ducking out of the way. So face-off coming up here. 12:55 to go in the second. And Blaine trailing at 3-0, but a 5-minute power play for them. There's a look, and he did get a nice
he did.
tip on that puck, but Winnicky was ready.
Reminds me of 2 goals, both against North Dakota.
Blake Wheeler is one of them, I know.
Neil Broughton's the other one.
Okay.
Yep, that was my era.
Kukkonen, that's offside as Barber was trying to hold the line but couldn't do so. Face-off coming up outside the Blaine zone.
Well, Blaine's done a better job on this power play now. They just got to, keep at it and keep moving it around. A goal right now would really be a boon for them.
Barber picking it up. Chopped loose, and then Nelson jumps in to break that one up. That pass knocked away as Kukkonen came in and took it.
What can that guy not do?
Here's Barber. Oh, tried to thread that one through to Kukkonen. Under 2 to go in the power play now for Blaine. Walraff's pass dropped back across. The crisscross there as Zick was putting on some pressure. Loftus playing it down toward Walraff. Reverses it here now for Landon Stefan. They put it in the slot. Never really got a shot away though, and chopped out for the Crimson by Gruss. Now Blaine regrouping, and they're offside. Yep, Stefan, Luke Stefan that was, brought it in, and
one stick handle brought it back out again and put it back in again. Well, this is bad. This is good news for Blaine. They're working it a little bit more now, and they just got caught last time. One of the D's changed, and it took a long time for the change guy to get into the zone, and he didn't make it.
Wallen stopping it behind the net. Bengals looking to get that power play set up again here as it's deflected toward the corner. Penner sends it back out to the point. Schaefer, and that one will go wide. Crimson first to it, but it ends up going out of play again as Gruss tried to get it out. 46 seconds to go in the power play here, so.
Boy, if they kill this off, I wonder who this is going to affect more, negatively on Blaine and positive on Maple Grove. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, there's no doubt Blaine's gotten it set up better, but at the same time, really only maybe one opportunity they've been able to develop out of it, but it's progress. Oh, here's a great move to the net there by Landon Stefan, but Winnicky was equal to the challenge. Here's Landon Stefan again, looking to Loftus in the circle, then tipped away, look out. Kukkonen trying to chase it down, short-handed. Barber is the trailer, it gets away from Kukkonen. And then he ends up losing it. So they don't really get an opportunity there when it looked like they might, but still, Broderick got it all the way down the rink. Barber looking to hammer it around and gets it all the way out, and that's going to eat up just about all the remaining time in the penalty. Wallen had Kukkonen coming at him there. And penalty is now over. Maple Grove Thomas, a 5-minute major, and the Crimson killed it off with relative ease. Now Kernan picking it up. Kernan looking to go to the net. Kernan flicking the backhander over the top. Gunderson had it chopped away as he tried to bring it to the middle. Gunderson picking it up again now. Leaves it for Nelson, and now Kernan. Kernan up the left side. Swept away, but then the follow-up and a stick save made as Bennett Glad jumped in and got a shot. And we got too many men on the ice.
Oh, that's the most irritating penalty a coach has to do. Oh, boy.
So Maple Grove will go shorthanded again. There you see, he was not close enough. Sometimes they'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but he actually was not off yet, and so.
And then I see the guy replacing him got the puck too. And
yeah, I definitely think that took away any chance that they were going to give the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah.
Kernan will serve it since he was just finishing up a shift there anyway. So Maple Grove taking its 4th penalty of the game that time, and that's just a little bit of a discipline thing. And like you said, Dan, maybe a little bit of an unfortunate timing too, because the puck coming right to the new entrant to the ice there. But I think a legitimate call. There's a takeaway, quick shot. Wallen the save, rebound. Oh,
nice save.
It trickled right underneath him, but didn't quite make its way to the net.
All you got to do is just get it out of going into the net, and you did a nice job there.
Yeah, he was in a sitting position and went through his legs and just missed.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't enjoy the cold breezes on his butt, but he made a nice job at least recovering when he was off balance and off center.
Barber throwing a check to free that one up and then bounce down the rink. Kukkonen is in there again, shorthanded, and makes a nice move. Kukkonen to the front, he scored! Unbelievable goal as Kukkonen chases it down and scores a shorthanded goal with an outstanding move.
There we go, he needed that one. He needed a goal against a pretty good team here, so. But just persistence, playing the right angles, getting your stick in the right place, just all fundamentals, and he just comes away with the puck, comes back out front. Sees the 5-hole, gets it underneath there.
A great move he put on Wallen, but I think the move out of the corner was even better.
Well, he turned on a dime.
Unassisted, shorthanded goal for Kukkonen. 27th goal of the season, 4-0 Crimson.
That'll be the 9th shorthanded goal this year. That's remarkable.
And that one didn't develop the way that you maybe normally would think a shorthanded goal would either. You know, they dumped it in, but he just won the race and then just turned the defenseman around and got to the front.
Well, you got to do things. One or two as a defenseman, you don't let them get to the puck first. And number two, if they do, you body them out of position. You just forget about the puck.
Penalty is over. Drop pass there. Well defended by Penner, but now Thomas to the net. Oof. Now a little pass out front. Boy, Maple Grove kind of smells blood in the water right now, it feels like, doesn't it?
Oh, what a move. They're moving right to the middle. They ain't even hesitating.
Knocked back down toward the corner where Parker Wendy comes back to play it for Maple Grove. And puck gets loose there. Thomas trying to go with it. Near collision there. Loftus regaining possession for the Bengals. Swanson had it chopped away as he got it to the line. Wente back to play it for Maple Grove. Off of Brink's skate. Brink turning on the Jets to try and get there, and he wins that puck. To the point. They swing it across toward Hallstrom. That one off a skate. Bengals looking to counter. Tipped in deep into the Blaine zone as they battle for it here. And back in and around. Winnicky will stop it. Flicking it ahead towards Skansen. Now Brink clearing it. Got around the check there. Brink putting it out front for Skansen. It'll trickle right into Wallen, and he will cover it up. A little over 6 to play here in the second period. 4-0 Maple Grove. The second shorthanded goal of the game for the Crimson has stretched their lead from 3 to 4. And Dan, this is going to sound kind of weird to say, but it almost feels like Blaine is doing a good job to be only down 4-0 in a way, doesn't it? I mean,
in a way, considering who you're playing, I would expect a little more jump out of your players. I would expect them to win some more one-on-one battles and get aggressive, play hard. But right now they're not. They're kind of playing more position to keep them away from the net, and they're down 4 goals. I mean, that ain't working no more. You're going to change your strategy up.
Pass tipped and bounces back out to center. Nelson recovering it there. And that's another thing about, this playing on this big rink, a fast team like Maple Grove. You want to close the space down and hit them and forecheck, but it's just getting there in time, especially with the width of the rink, is difficult.
Well, it comes back to a little talent, too. We got to remember, we talked about Blaine being a very young team. It might be a pretty new experience for them because not many youth teams play on Olympic ice, but they need to pick it up a little bit. If they're going to get somewhere, they're going to have to start doing it pretty quick because we're over halfway through this game, and they're down 4, and they need a goal. I would expect them to pick it up a little bit.
Off the draw, Penner getting control, banking it ahead. This one's going to slow way down and no icing. Thomas back to try and get it. Now put out front and just deflected away. Here's Barber giving it to Kukkonen with Kernan as well. Kukkonen cutting across, drops it off for Barber and he scores. Kukkonen unselfish there and great vision as well as he cut it back hard across the middle, and he knew Barber would kind of fill that spot in behind him.
Made a nice, you'd almost think blind pass, but he saw them. Kukkonen saw him out of the corner of his eye. Now just watch the move. He'll cut across the middle, and he knows he's there. Takes a quick glance, and he moves it over and just sets up for basically an open net goal.
And give Kernan a little credit, too, by getting in the way. Wallen sliding out to meet it, and Kernan just camped himself in front to make sure that there was going to be no easy opportunity for a save.
Yeah, that was a good pickup, Jay. Real good pickup.
Kukkonen will get the assist. 12:02 the time of the goal. Now 5-0 Crimson. So a nice day so far for Mr. Ian Barber with a couple of goals there.
Well, all cylinders are working for the Crimson. They've even turned their penalties into weapons today with 2 shorthanded goals already on the day.
Although, like you said earlier, that's something that, penalties are going to happen occasionally, but you don't want to be taking a lot of them when you get into, maybe a section final or a state tournament type game where you're playing a team that's, maybe pretty close to your equal in talent. Mm-hmm. It's just something that you want to avoid on really unnecessary ones, too. Zick, a swing and a miss, that one in close there. Bengals are going to ice it, and you can kind of sense right now that they're just kind of trying to hang on. It's just not that they don't want to get some offense going, but it's just been difficult.
Good experience for these young kids on the Bengals, and we know how focused the Crimson are too. I remember the Centennial team. Remember they got their great team. I think they had 1 loss all year. Put up 3 shutouts in the tournament.
That one off the outside of the net on the attempt from Gross. Floated out to center. McIntyre trying to get to it. Now thrown in deep into the corner. Argano back to pick it up. Here's Brink. That one is tipped. Tried to go back to the point, knocked away, but then kept in. Good recovery on what could have been dangerous. Zick controlling it now for the Crimson. Zick trying to go to the net. Nelson pinching in from the point. Walraff battling there with Ross.
Look at the support by Maple Grove there. Blaine 3 times has tried to take that puck away, and they lost every single one of those one-on-one battles.
Elias back to gather it here. Got the pass away nicely to Gruss. Now Glad. Bennett Glad going to the net. Throws it out front. Elias will pick it up there and almost lost it. Elias drops it off for Nelson, firing. Ooh, and a nice stop by Wallen. The puck stayed loose. Wallen tried to cover it, but couldn't. Now Elias gaining control again here for Maple Grove.
Gunderson got underneath her and pulled it out for the Crimson.
Good job by the official, too, to not get whistle happy.
Yeah.
Call it dead quick. Here's a little backhand try. Oh, a deflection. Swept, and it's in. Bennett Glad's second try at it on the backhand got underneath the body of the goaltender Wallen. And Maple Grove will make it a 6-0 game here with a couple minutes to go in the second.
Well, that might be the dagger here, pretty much. I'm just not seeing a lot of fight back by the Blaine Bengals, to be honest with you, Jay. They're just kind of surrendering to, oh, we'll pile in front of the net and see what we can do. And the most important thing is they're not moving their feet. No one's going after it. They're all just kind of sitting back and reacting.
Giuliani and Elias will get the assist. 14:46 the time of the goal for Glad, his 7th. Under 2 to play now here in this second period. Another dominant performance by Maple Grove. And I mean, you look at some of the teams, Northwest Suburban may be down a little bit, some of the teams a little younger, whatever, but still, you have to be kind of not only impressed, but kind of shocked at the way they've been able to dominate some of these generally pretty good teams and programs.
Blaine, Centennial, Andover, I mean, they've beaten them all, plus the quote-unquote, smaller schools and thing, but, I'll give you a number, Jay. We got a thing called goal differential. Maple Grove scored 143 goals. They have a plus 115 goal differential. They've scored more than 150 goals more than their opposition has. That's just insane. And what is this, 18 game schedule? Yeah.
Winnicky had to make a tough stop there for the Crimson. He hasn't seen much work here as the game has gone on, but able to make that stop. Now, certainly because of COVID this year, Northwest Suburban teams initially were told they could only play conference games. Maple Grove was able to schedule that Lakeville South, but in a normal year, they would have scheduled, the Edina and Wayzata and Hill Murray, teams like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wouldn't have made it, as I said earlier, in a normal year, you wouldn't go that long undefeated, probably, because you'd load up your schedule knowing you have a great team and a very experienced team. So a different kind of year, and I still have to wonder if Maple Grove makes the tournament, if that's going to maybe be a detriment that they haven't been able to schedule as many of those really high-level games as they would have liked.
You've been making that point a little bit too, and I agree with you. We don't know the answer yet. They lost to Lakeville South, but not by much, and who knows. But it was most important for them to get that game in, no matter if they won or lost big or won big. It doesn't matter. They played it, and that's what they needed to find out. And I think they learned something.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Maple Grove is definitely one of the best teams in the state. One of those teams that you could say, yes, they could win the state championship. But Eden Prairie is too.
Yep.
Lakeville South is too. And there's always a few other, a surprise somewhere along the way, a team that's a little bit unheralded that comes in and just plays a great tournament and checks well and gets good goaltending. So, but it's at least fair to say that they have a shot, I think, if they get there.
Mm-hmm.
The center ice knocked away. Chance late in the period for Blaine. Offside. As the pass.
See, little things like that are going to start chipping away at you and just getting you frustrated here too. I mean, they had a good opportunity to set up a 2-on-1. You can see the frustration.
Off the draw, we will come to the end of the second period. So for a while, Maple Grove took a little time to score again like in the first, but then they put 3 goals away in a span of just over 6 minutes from that point on. Kukkonen, Barber, and Glad getting the goals. Maple Grove, 3 goals in the first, 3 more in the second. Our score after 2 periods here from the Maple Grove Community Center. Crimson 6, Bengals nothing. We'll be back with more here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back here to Maple Grove Community Center. 6-0 Crimson leading Blaine here. 3 goals in each period for Maple Grove as we get a look at highlights from that second period of play. And it started in not such great fashion for Maple Grove, getting a 5-minute major penalty taken there as Cal Thomas called for boarding. And Maple Grove having to fight off a good chance there on a diving play there as Winnicky was ready. And here's Kukkonen with just a beauty on a shorthanded play. Won the race to the puck and then made a great move off the wall. Brought it out front, tucked it away, easy as could be there. And then Kukkonen a great pass back, and Barber able to deposit that one in the net. Another look at it from the other angle is a good, not only on Selfridge, but great vision by Kukkonen to set Barber up for that one. And then late in the period, Bennett Glad sweeping it home on the rebound as you see Wallen down into a sitting position there after his defenseman skate and kind of hung out in no man's land at that point, and Glad was only too glad to put that one away. Sorry for the pun there, but Maple Grove, you see the shot advantage there is at 32-10, and hard to say it any other way than that they've just really dominated this game.
Well, even look at that third statistic. 1 penalty for Blaine, 4 for Maple Grove. How many power play goals?
Shots were closer in the second period, at least. So Blaine, a little bit, but their power play was a little better. But still, they've been pretty well dominating. We'll see how things go in period number 3. 1 period left in the regular season here. Maple Grove leading Blaine 6-0. We'll be back here to the community center in just a moment.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
Welcome back here as Maple Grove getting set to try and wrap up another victory here and end the regular season at 17-1, and they are well on their way here with a 6-0 lead. And for Blaine right now, I think their coach just wants to see some pride in this third period, some spark. I mean, you're not going to have time to come back and win the game. I think that's a fairly safe bet. But you want to come out and really compete hard in this third period. And like you said, I mean, it's hard not to hang your head a little bit when the goals start to pile up a little bit. But I'm sure they're looking for just a little more spark, a little more jump.
Well,
again, easier said than done against a quality team like this.
Absolutely. You can sit there and say it all we want to. I mean, if the other team's not letting you do it, that's the way it's going to go.
Long one there that's knocked aside by Winnicky. Barber trying to get that one out. Now it bounces free to Kernan. Kernan dropping it off. Nelson fires. And Wallen got a piece of it, and then a big rebound, but nobody quite in position to get to it, or it would have been an open net.
The way Nelson got over on that shot as he pulled it across was magnificent. Huge on it.
That one bounces off Kukkonen's helmet as they tried to flip it in. Now it hops over Kukkonen's stick, but he stays with it. Gains control. Chopped away, though, by Stefan. Here's Henry Nelson, and he scores! Nelson picking up that loose puck. We said their defensemen are very offensive-minded, and Henry Nelson pumping that one in. The second goal by a defenseman today for Maple Grove.
That's his 8th on the season, and boy, he's He's been a factor all night tonight. We've been calling his name. The second shot he took on the shift, and he finally got one to pop through. Got up in the upper right-hand corner there. Good shot. He sniped that pretty good.
Nelson will get his 8th goal of the season. Kukkonen getting the assist. 3rd assist for Kukkonen to go along with that shorthanded goal. 7-0, and here's another opportunity, and Gunderson just missed. Thomas picking it up for Maple Grove. Chopped away from him.
It's little things like that, Jay, when they let the Maple Grove walk right in front of the net with no opposition. I mean, nobody touched him.
Bank to the line, but Thomas kept it in. And that shot, Wallen knocked it down. The rebound laying loose, it hits the outside of the net. Now the net has come off as Wallen was scrambling around trying to get back into position.
Saw 3 Blaine Bengals down in front, and I didn't see any of the white jerseys go down. Look at how many white jerseys. Nobody's getting pushed out.
Gunderson had to feel snake bit on that one. I don't know how that one didn't go in. Wallen got a piece of it, and then he's kind of like, oh boy, we dodged a bullet there. Keep in mind, too, running time now with this 6 and now 7 goal margin in the third, 6 or more. And right now sitting at 7 goal lead for Maple Grove. Probably not something either team minds at this point. I mean, I think you want to get ready for the playoffs with no injuries or anything. You maybe just as soon this third period kind of speed by here.
And I'd kind of, if I was both coaches, I'd take my 2 top lines, I'd just kind of sit him or maybe give him another shift and then sit him for the rest of the game, because it's unimportant now. We know what the outcome's going to be, and now you got playoffs starting, and boy, you need every man on deck, and there's no use getting somebody hurt.
Ross with it here for the Crimson. He'll throw it back down towards Zick. Bengals able to get there though. Tapped ahead by Helmke there for Blaine, but then thrown right back out. Zick leaving it there. Ooh, nice little spin move, but knocked away from Gruss. Off the glass and out. Elias up with it. Pass tipped to the line, and trying to get it in deep, but couldn't. Scanson. McIntyre chases it down for Blaine, but knocked loose from him. Tried to go across to Kukkonen, but it went behind him as Nathan Jaglow tried to set him up.
You can see the 4th line out for the Crimson now. Scanson being one of the main men, and he's had a good game. You've called his name quite a bit tonight, Jay. And he scored.
Yeah, Kukkonen, I think, has come out to center this 4th line because they don't have a one short up front. So they get those guys a chance to play with, a guy who might be able to set him up pretty nicely, too.
Yeah, I think Kukkonen's capable of that, yeah.
Shot deflecting high and wide. It was interesting, Coach Berglund mentioned to us, one of the changes with COVID, he said there's some guys on this JV team that normally we would have given a little bit more of a look to, but the protocol has been to stay with one pod or team and not interchange them, just to hopefully lessen the chances of virus spreading if one player were to get it. Here comes Kernan into the zone. So he said there's some kids on the JV that we would have liked to have gotten a period or 2 in here or there, but we were really instructed not to be moving people up and down between the 2 teams.
Well, it's a good opportunity to play against a little bit better competition here with the Blaine Bengals for these younger guys. And they're playing on the 3rd and 4th line to get some good experience.
Gunderson giving it to Kernan. Putting it out front, Barber, he's looking for the hat trick, but that one deflected off his skate and away. Barber coming back to get it here. Took a little bit of a check, pushes it back the other way. Whoop, look out in the crowd.
Everybody okay?
Flying pucks in the night unit. No one uses that.
They did read over the PA before the game, beware, so you've been warned.
I like the way that we've actually got a crowd here tonight, and it's kind of nice to see people in the stands. They've got the spacing bars out, but Well, a few games we did, it was pretty empty.
And getting the news this week that at the state tournaments, we may be able to have, or will be able to have more than they were initially thinking. It sounds like that pass tipped away. Anderson was tripped.
Oh.
Penalty coming against Hallstrom here for Maple Grove. And he knew it.
And he's not happy with himself by any means of the imagination. That was just a bad penalty. Let your stick get out of the... Ooh. That was a bad penalty. Well, if I may reiterate.
So Blaine to the power play here. McIntyre. That one knocked away.
Crimson number 15, Jonathan Hallstrom. 2 minutes for tripping. Hallstrom for tripping. Time on the clock, 10:08. Time of the period, 6:52.
Bengals gain the zone here. Luke Stefan. That one just trickled along the line. Looking out front, and that one goes off the outside of the net. Walraff. Bring it back to the point here. That pass tipped, and then Elias gathering it up, and he will nicely send it all the way down the rink there.
We have noted that Jack Winicky, the Crimson goalie, is alive and well and breathing. He made a couple nice saves down there and stayed on it real good. He really hasn't had much to deal with today.
Bengals will have to regroup and go again here as they look to get it in. In the circle, pass comes back out to the point. Schaefer, swung it over to a point where nobody was there. Now a shorthanded rush for Barber. He'll drop it for Kukkonen. And the stop made by Wallen. Back out to the point now, Marginal. That one bouncing loose in front. Kukkonen trying to jam it in, and instead it's Wallen covering it up. And because there's running time, this is pretty much going to eat up the rest of this penalty time. Got another good low shot in there by Kukkonen, but Wallen was ready.
Well, you and I have, over the years, you know my pet peeve about shooting the puck and hitting the goalie. And look at, Wallen's giving up rebounds here. Hit the goalie, make him work. You never know what he's going to do. He might be good enough to suck it up. He may give a rebound.
Penalty is now over. That one thrown to the front, nice. And off the pads of Winicky is out front creating traffic was Joe Penner. Tipped loose at center and kicked ahead by Noah Hitchcock, and right back out it comes. Pushed in deep. Gunderson turns to go get it for Maple Grove. Now he spins away from a check. Gunderson looking to go to the net. Now he drops the pass off. And that one hit the outside of the pipe, it looked like, on the attempt by Giuliani. Now Wente puts it all the way through as Gunderson was tied up. Nelson getting down to block that one, and he'll advance it and throw it into the corner and then head off. Is this kind of quiet in here? I mean, the margin's so big that it isn't really all that much intensity right now. No. I mean, they're still playing, but... And that one going to come right in on Winicky. Out for a skate there and throws it ahead. A chance on the rush here. Jaglow. And knocked away nicely. Good recovery there for Blaine as Loftus able to take it away. Now a chance, and they try to go back over to Loftus, just a little out front of him.
Good try.
Yeah, right idea there for sure. Now Maple Grove coming back the other way. Scanson carrying it in, tried to leave it to Zick. It was knocked away, but then pushed back down toward the corner here as Jaglow goes after it. Works his way free and will come to the point. Across to Thomas. Thomas, a great little move there. Fires, Wallem the stop, and then the rebound is loose. Stefan able to just flick it on out of there as he needed a change. Back we come the other way with Zick. Plays it into the Blaine zone. Now Penner receiving the pass up the left wing, and he will send it in deep. Elias gaining control for the Crimson. Long diagonal pass. They get it into the zone here as Brink, and have it taken away. And a very battling with Finn Brink. 5.5 to go in a very rapid third period. Of course, we've got running time, and we have just continued to steam along here. 7-0 Maple Grove. They're up 6-0 after 2, and added a goal by the defenseman Nelson about a minute 20 in. Here comes Kukkonen now dropping it left side. They'll get a return pass. Here's Nelson sliding it across, and just tied up was Gruss. He tried to get his stick on that one to wrap it home. Bengals couldn't get it out. Chopped away, and Kukkonen kept it in again. Elias trying to go to the net. He scored one earlier, and he gets another. Elias pumping it home for Maple Grove. Yes, that's a defenseman. The first time on a backhand. That time a wicked wrist shot for Elias.
Well, we talked about the defense for the Crimson. Weren't shy, boy, and they really asserted themselves in this game. Elias was the second one with a beautiful play, and again, just stood right out in front of the net and got to be able to pick his one. Now look at this. Oh. I mean, one of the Blaine kids just gave up on it, just kind of looked at the puck, and somebody's got to go out there for that body. And it's just kind of the difference in the game. I think let's just end the season. We'll get the sections down.
Crimson goal scored by number 16, the Lions, assisted by number 9, Kyle Kukkonen. Time to go, 12-15 return.
Fourth assist today by Kukkonen. Well, Elias did a nice job too of just kind of dragging that puck back to keep it out of the stick length. And obviously not the game that Coach Carroll was looking for today. I mean, there's no secret he was coming in knowing that their team was the underdog and it was going to be, a tough battle, but they have not hung in it as much as he was hoping for sure.
No, I don't think he's very pleased with the effort whatsoever. I think he was looking for something else tonight.
Offside here at the line.
So the question going into sections, I mean, is Maple Grove really that good and are they just going to walk away with it? Or is Blaine or Centennial, somebody going to step up and put it on them a little bit?
Yeah, both the coaches thought Centennial was pretty clear-cut number 2 seed, and then you're looking at Blaine or Totino Grace in the 3-4 and Champlain Park in the mix a little bit too. And that one tipped wide. Well, based on the fact that they lost 8-2 and this one's 8-0, hard to find reason to believe that Blaine would be one of the teams that could, really give them a game in the section tournament. And they beat Champlain Park 14-1 the other night. So let's just say whoever is going to give them a game is going to have to really come up with an effort.
If you're a betting man. But just a nice, crisp, machine-like performance by the Maple Grove Crimson. Did a really good job just basically playing their game and taking the Bengals apart. And Wallen's already seen 41 saves and 49 shots. I mean, he could reach 60 tonight.
Played down toward the corner. Giuliani after it. It's tied up there as they try and kick it free here. Schaefer trying to get that puck out in the queue. Thomas back to pick it up for Maple Grove. Looking long ahead. Zick. Oh, he wanted to drag that one through the D. Now he tried to get a shot. Centering pass, and Wallen able to cover that one up. I would say one thing about Wallen is he has a tendency to really, get out of position. I mean, he's making some initial saves, but then laying down on your back is rarely going to be a good position for a goaltender to be in.
Yeah, when you've given up rebounds, you expect him to take a puck in his body and soften it and grab it, and he's so tense. He's their shots have got him off balance, Jay, so he's just kind of grasping.
Yeah, if you got to go down, you want to be, just on your pads, but still in a position to move a little bit.
Yep. Cut down the angle, be on top of the crease there. And,
intercepted here. Buchanan carrying enough ice. Scanson trying to go back out to the point. Wente carrying it in deep here for Maple Grove. Under a half minute to play in this one. Crimson going to win their 17th game out of 18 this year. That one loss we said earlier in the week to Lakeville South. They'll be the #1 seed for Section 5AA and will be at home throughout. Again, not neutral sites this year during this COVID season. So Maple Grove will be at home on Thursday. And then if they keep winning, it'll be Saturday for the semifinals, the 20th. Dominant performance, third shutout of the year for Jack Winicky, and his team getting 3 in the first, 3 more in the second, and then tacking on 2 in period number 3 to roll to an 8-0 victory here over Blaine. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Watch for playoff hockey as well as basketball, and lots of it coming up on CCX in the next couple of weeks. It's a sprint to the finish here as the playoffs in boys and girls hockey dead ahead here. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Maple Grove 8, Blaine 0 is our final.